St. Albert. It is Friday, February 7th. I'm Lisa Rufiange, and this is TV7.ca News. Paul is off sick this week. We hope he recovers quickly, and we'll catch him next week. Today, our city gets one step closer to uniting our transit system with our neighbors. Residents in Deer Ridge and Erin Ridge North are served with lien notices, and the city is looking for nominations for recognition awards. All that and so much more. But first. Since 1997, Night of Artists has highlighted and featured artists from all disciplines from across the country. The Enjoy Centre has become home to this great event for the last 8 years, and this year's festivities will take place from March 20th to the 22nd. Thanks to Night of Artist founder Phil Allain, we will be there on Friday night to live stream the gala with Art in the City Live. Come on down to meet myself and Memory Roth and enjoy this fantastic evening. This week's Art in the City features one of the Night of Artists coordinators and assistant producer, Karen Bishop.
We are here in the Art Gallery of St. Albert with artist Karen Bishop. Welcome, Karen.
Hi, Memory. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. It's so great to have you here.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
So you aren't actually a St. Albert artist.
No, I'm not.
But that's okay.
Sorry.
You do have an art St. Albert connection, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But can you give us a little bit of background about where you started your art and what your journey has been so far?
Sure. So I guess I started when I first came to Canada, which was 1992, and I just sort of dabbled because I couldn't work at that time. And then I took some courses and discovered that I actually really liked it, and people seemed to like what I was doing. So I kind of went from there, and then around 2000-ish, I decided that I should actually try and make a career out of it. So.
Well, that's great. So you've done amazing.
Thank you.
And you're out there a lot. I remember, years ago, a friend of ours, actually a mutual friend of ours, told me about you. And that's when I first saw you had your art on a billboard.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So what was
I've forgotten about. Yeah, it was, I forget what the name of the competition was. But anyway, we were invited to submit pictures, paintings, that would fit a billboard format. So I had been driving around town in Edmonton and seen that there was this one scene of you're on 34th Avenue looking up Gateway Boulevard, and it's like all the shops, and there's this great big Denny's. And I don't know, for some reason I just thought, that making fun painting. So I did that and I submitted it, and yeah, sure enough, it got on there. So actually, funny story, I told Denny's about it, and it wasn't meant to be an advertising piece for them, but because it had their
their logo and
logo thing in it, yeah. They sent me a gift certificate for $200.
Oh, wow.
So I took all my friends, we went to visit the billboard and had champagne at the base of it and whatever, and then we went to Denny's and we had 200 slices of bacon.
Oh, that's great.
Because what else are you going to eat?
Oh, that is so great.
I know, right?
So you've also been involved in the Edmonton art scene a lot.
Yes,
and you had an art gallery for a little while.
I did, yes, with Rick Rogers, who is a St. Albert boy.
Right.
So there's one connection to St. Albert. So yeah, we used to own the Daffodil Gallery.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And so now you are super busy. Your art is everywhere. You're everywhere.
Not everywhere, but
it seems like it is.
oh dear.
But you also
in a good way.
In a good way, yes,
Okay.
of course, always in a good way. So let's talk a little bit about your St. Albert connection. You're with the Night of Artists.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know who the Night of Artists are, we are a group of professional artists that Phil Allain, the producer, started in 1997, although most of us aren't actually been involved since then. I personally been involved since 2013, and that is the year that Phil brought the group to the Enjoy Centre in St. Albert. Since then, we've had an annual show there, which is coming up in March. So Karen, can you tell us what your role in this and how you feel about being in the Night of Artists?
Oh, well, it's like a family, right? We're you know that. We're all very supportive of each other. And I think of all the art groups I belong to, it is the most supportive. Everyone really cares about their neighbor and will do anything to help them. So, and Phil's amazing. Like, he's done so much to foster that community, I think, over the years that, he did get an honor last year, so good for him. Well deserved. So I think I joined back in 2008-ish, something like that. But then in the last few years, as the events got bigger and bigger, Phil asked me for some help. It's a lot for one person to do. So I kind of came on board and did a little bit of social media for him, and then it's just sort of grown from there, to the point where now I guess I'm the host.
So if people come to the Night of Artists and they're going to look for you, what kind of art are they going to find in your booth?
They are going to find watercolors, and I've been doing my watercolors lately on Yupo paper, which is a sort of synthetic plasticky paper. A lot of people have been using that for alcohol inks.
Okay.
But I like to do my watercolors on it now. It has a very loose, flowy feel to it, and because it's kind of plasticky, the colors stay more vibrant because they don't absorb into the paper, right? So you'll find mostly landscapes and perhaps a couple of bears and maybe some moose.
Thank you so much for the interview, Karen, and good luck with the preparations for Night of Artists.
Thank
I
you.
know the weekend's going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, so thank you, and I hope everyone will be able to come out. I'm Memory Roth, and this has been Art in the City for TV7.ca.
Tickets for the Friday night gala are available on Eventbrite, and Saturday and Sunday admission is free, although they are accepting donations. Well, St. Albert's social media was an absolute buzz this past week, with residents in Deer Ridge and Erin Ridge North receiving notifications of builders' liens being placed on their properties from what appears to be a dispute between a subcontractor of TELUS fiber optics installation and the prime contractor. Now, the document lists Copperline Excavating Limited as the lien holder and a division of Leadcore as the company in which the work was provided. So what is a builder's lien, and why did the homeowners receive the notice claiming over $91,000 owed? The Builder's Lien Act was designed to protect subcontractors and other stakeholders who provide labor and material to a project in the event of a payment dispute. The lien gives the unpaid complainants the right to foreclose on the land in question until payment is secured. Now, unfortunately for the homeowners involved, this lien can only be against the registered owner of the property and not the contractor in question. This would be why, in this situation, the homeowners are receiving the lien notices, as it's their property that unpaid subcontractor is securing until his disputed claim is settled. Now, there are a number of ways to remove a lien from a property, which includes paying the claimed amount or by the courts receiving security for the lien amount until the claim can be tested in court. Mayor Kathy Erin commented via social media, stating that the City of St. Albert was aware of 6 builders' lien registered on both the city right-of-way and private properties with regards to the TELUS fiber optic installation, and TELUS has made a public announcement that action to remove the liens is underway. Residents should expect to see representatives from TELUS going door to door to answer questions about this situation. So it does seem like the issues arising from these builders' liens are being resolved as we speak. And Stephanie Cordova is here to help us get our homes more organized with Cut the Clutter.
Today's tips are all about your pantry and food storage. If your pantry is stressing you out, there are many things you can do to get it organized and enjoyable to use. Preparing food for your family can be fun and enjoyable, healthy and budget effective, with some improvements to the pantry. There is a study from Princeton Neuroscience that states that when we live in clutter and overwhelm, we tend to grab for snacks that are unhealthy, whereas a clean and tidy space tends to be correlated with healthier eating. If this is your first time doing your pantry, take everything out and donate any foods that you've decided that you do not like. We all buy foods to try, and something where the answer is a hard no, but we don't want to get rid of it because we just spent money on it, donate those items. In St. Albert, there is a Facebook group that allows you to even donate your open food to those in need, as long as you have a character reference to vote for you that you wouldn't give away bad food. So by collecting all the unwanted food and putting them aside for the food bank, you are left with only things you will eat. Now sort your items into like categories. For example, your canned goods, any sides, any drinks, and of course your condiments. If your pantry is deep, you can get totes or containers that will act as drawers so that you don't lose the items in the back of the cupboards or shelves. This is how items go past their expiry and are easily forgotten. Having all the same containers or containers that look the same with labels will also help everyone in the family maintain your pantry. It's easier to stay organized when the space is organized to start with. By knowing what you have, you can shop your pantry for meals, so you are using what you buy. Shop your freezer and fridge to make meals and use your friend Google to give you inspiration. A search such as easy healthy meals using ground beef and rice may give you something different your family will love that uses ingredients you have on hand. Ka-ching! Also, by keeping like items with like items, you know what you have on hand for duplicates, so you don't buy something without knowing if you already have it. When you use the last item on your list, put it on your grocery list. There are such wonderful apps like Wonderlist that you can use to keep your grocery list current. By keeping a chalkboard or a whiteboard in your pantry, your family members can add to the list of things that need to be replenished. Don't buy so many things on sale that it fills your pantry and makes it lack motivation to use. Chances are the sales will come back again before you use all that you have anyway. Keep your boxes together by stacking the tallest to shortest. Sometimes the illusion of organized achieves the goal of organized for some items. Remove all the outer packaging. For example, keep a tote for snacks that include granola bars, applesauces, cookies, puddings, etc. Having loose packaging makes it look less organized, limits how you store your items, and makes it difficult to see what you have. And before grocery shopping again, see what you can use with what you have on hand. Happy meal planning and enjoy the fruits of your labor in your pantry.
Last Monday, City Council voted to apply to the provincial government to set up a Regional Transit Service Commission, or the RTSC. Now, we are the first community within the Edmonton metropolitan region to indicate our official support for this next phase. The RTSC would unite all 13 regional transit systems, creating cost savings and improved user experiences. The other 12 municipalities expected to decide throughout the remainder of February and March. St. Albert City Councillor Wes Broadhead served as the RTSC transition team's chair and is quoted as saying, "We have a generational opportunity to change the region for the better with integrated transit," said Councillor Broadhead. This is a diverse group of municipalities working together for the benefit of everyone here in the Edmonton region. Now, if approved, work on fully integrated regional transit services, including public engagement, is expected to occur through the remainder of 2020 and into 2021, with services scheduled to be rolled out in 2022. The St. Albert RCMP are looking for your help in identifying a male who is suspected of inappropriately touching females at Service Place. The incidents took place over 2 separate days. Now, the suspect is being described as being in his mid-20s with dark skin. He's approximately 5'7" tall with a medium build. He has black hair and brown eyes. Now, if you have any information about these or any other incidents, the St. Albert RCMP would like to speak to you. Get in touch with them at 780-458-7700, or if you wish to remain anonymous, you can always contact Crime Stoppers on the P3 Tips app or online at www.p3tips.com. And here is Krista Lucier with this week's Financial Focus.
I want money.
So you want to start a business. What's your first step? First of all, congratulations. Your first step should be a discussion with a business professional. You'll want to discuss things like registering a name, whether you should be incorporated or not, how you're going to pay any employees that you may have, and of course, how you're going to pay yourself. You're going to want to prepare a list of questions and schedule a free consultation. Here at Preferred Tax, we chat with you over coffee to find out what your goals are, create next steps plan, and discuss your options for grant funding, business planning, and any other professionals that you may need to be in contact with. Feel free to reach out either to us or to your general professional that you typically use, these discussions should be had before you register and before you're actually performing business. I'm Crystal Lucier with Preferred Tax Solutions, and this is TV7.ca.
I want money.
The city is looking for nominations for the City of St. Albert Community Recognition Awards. Now, these awards recognize, encourage, and celebrate the achievements of individuals who embody community spirit. This spirit can also be in sports excellence, arts, music, or culture. Included in these areas this award is looking at are citizenship, environmental stewardship, distinguished and professional achievement. If you know anyone who excels in any of these areas, you can find nomination packages by visiting the city's website. Nomination deadline is February 15th. And once again, here is Michelle Parker with this week's Let's Get Fit.
Today I want to take a few moments to talk to you about workout intentions. No, I'm not talking about whether you intend to work out today or not. I'm talking about setting your intentions within your workout. I'm even going to go so far as to suggest 2 intentions. The first is a little bit more overarching. Think about why you work out. Perhaps it's for mental health reasons. Maybe it's to keep up with your kids in the park. Or perhaps you're on a journey to lose weight by shedding off some fat. That's intention number 1, to remember why you started. Intention number 2, what do you want to accomplish within that specific workout? So for example, if you want to focus on greater core stability, to reduce your risk of slips, trips, and fall this winter, then focus in on your core engagement. No matter your move, actually think about how you can engage your core. So for example, with our TRX, while I may be working out my biceps, I can also be engaging my quads, hamstrings, and glutes, as well as my abdominal region, as I maintain that plank formation throughout my bicep range. Okay, so maximize your workouts by focusing in on your tensions within your movements. Now this week's challenge is the plank. We're gonna come back down the ground, I'll tell you a little bit more. All right, so this week's challenge is the plank. So what I challenge you to do is to set your timer for 2 minutes and then plank. So focus on your entire core region, that is from your rib cage to just above your knees, and squeeze. Actively focus on engaging your quads, hamstrings, glutes, and that abdominal region. If you drop before your timer sounds, note the time and repeat tomorrow. Aiming to beat your time, even if it's just by 1 or 2 seconds. 1 and 2 seconds is still an improvement. Let us know how you did in the comments below. Everyone from TV7.ca, I'm Michelle Parker. Have a great day.
Well, flying solo, that'll do it for me this week. Once again, we hope Paul is feeling better. And if you have any community events or news you'd like to share with our viewers, drop us a line at news@tv7.ca. From all of us here at the station, I'm Lisa Ruffiange, and have a great week.